My prison experience changed my whole Afrocentrism. I came out of prison, I was very disappointed in men. And when I came out of prison, I said to myself, I'm only messing with women from now on. And then they showed me like they ain't shit neither. So now I'm just disappointed in humanity. And that's how the blood shit even got popular on the island. You know not to run up on SA over there because he's fucking Mexican mafia and every Spanish nigga in this place will jump on your ass if you do. Can I say another one?
Yo, I wanna talk to y'all about something. I'm telling you niggas about niggas being fucking cowards and shit. Now I know a lot of gangster niggas be like, fuck you talking about?
Yeah,
but
yeah.
we kill each other, nigga. They're not the niggas oppressing us.
Right.
So I say, man, the guns.
Right. The guns, nigga. Let's go. Yo, what up? Welcome to the Father, the Son, and the Trolley Ghost. I'm your host, Heru.
It's Nyriq. What's up with y'all?
Broadcasting from an undisclosed location.
Nice over there.
Still out here in Guatemala. Livingston decided to get an episode in with a little bit of background. No green screen, y'all. No jab at you. You just where you at right now. But
You know, it is what it is.
yeah,
I'm cool with my green screen in the back.
I know you is. I've been seeing we could do anything with it. I don't know. We're gonna try to spruce it up. So today we're gonna get into relationships. I'm your host, Pookie, aka Ray Ray. I'm that nigga y'all call Pookie and Ray Ray. That's me, you know what I'm saying? I'm the culprit. You got me. Hey, nobody listens to that nigga's point of view or perspective, so we gonna get into some of that today.
Yeah, we finna hear what Pookie gotta say. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, since y'all keep calling a nigga name and shit, you know what I'm saying?
Break it down to him real quick.
Yeah. So for those who are familiar with me, Poogie and Ray Ray.
That nigga backstory ain't familiar with the villain. Come on now.
Nigga got a villain origin story and shit.
You know what I'm saying?
But for those who aren't familiar with the term Poogie and Ray Ray, you know, a lot of these women and these men out here, especially the guys who are career guys and such like that, they say, you know, these ladies, black women or whoever, women, whatever, give their value away or give themselves away to guys that there's no future with when they're young, and then they want a good man. They like the bad boys when they're young, and they want a good man when they get older. And
I found myself believing in that stigma, or like falling into that crowd a bit when I was coming up my earlier ranks.
Yeah. I mean, and there's a measure of truth to it, like, but what are we really talking about? Sometimes something can look like one thing, but it's really another. You know what I'm saying? The way that I see that shit is a lot of you niggas forgot that buying bitches is not cool. It's not masculine. It's not manly. Like, money is money. That ain't manhood. You know what I'm saying? Like, bitches love money. Men don't love money. Matter of fact, women and men don't do the same things with money, and that's something that our oppressors understand very well because they have wives, right? So they fucking know what bitches do with money, and they know what they do with money, and it's not the same thing, right? So that's a major key right there. If I can snatch this nigga Khaled. Khaled's
that's
slang real quick. Huh?
I was saying like that's a good start to have everybody get their brains going for what we about to get y'all head first into these
Yeah,
dynamics and relationships. What we were saying in the last one, I believe, if everybody's gotten this far, was that people have gained all this other knowledge, but have lost in very, very crucial, important knowledge, and that would be like the dynamics and relationships.
they really, it's even deeper knowledge than that. Like, little do y'all know, a lot of the very meaning of life is wrapped up in this little dance that we do between the masculine and feminine. So, understanding it from the standpoint of cosmology, what they call cosmology or creationism, or you understand it from the root, right? Because the truth of the matter is, no matter how the times change and no matter how the world changes, the principles upon which the world is founded do not change. And this
Right.
is where a lot of people is getting this shit fucked up at. You know what I'm saying? Um, Seriously, because like right now, there's an element of truth to what these women are saying. They feel like they don't need men, right? That's what they say, right?
Right.
Uh, there's an element of truth to that. You don't. We've created such a comfortable world as men, right? That you
Go man.
now, right? Thank you. um, we've created such a comfortable world right now that you don't need a man per se uh, to maintain your daily bodily functions and defend your actual life and limb from moment to moment in this world that we currently live in, nor your seed in a lot of certain ways.
Right.
But there's the nature of the predators are different now. You know what I'm saying? The nature of the attacks are different now. Like, you bitches wonder why you unhealthy and fucked up and sick. You know what I'm saying? It's because a lot of things are attacking you right now and you're not aware of it. And men help cut that shit down. And a lot of the way that we do it is through the discipline that we apply to you, as much as that is a uh
Ooh, a bad. It has
hard,
a negative
that hurts to
connotation.
hear, right?
It has a negative connotation to it. Yep.
Right, yeah, and I
Same
know
thing
that
as
hurts to
manipulation.
hear. Huh? Yeah, exactly. Manipulation, narcissism, all these fucking words they done came up with. When really, bitch, I'm trying to make sure that you're healthy and I can't say happy because you're not capable of that, but sane at least. Healthy and sane. Happy is on you, bitch. Like, that's not my that's not my job. I can't do that. I can keep you grounded in reality though, and I can goddamn put restrictions on you that is good for your goddamn health. And so, speaking like this is like rough. What you mean, nigga? But listen, I get it. I get it. But listen, there's a lot of different places I could go with this. We probably have we probably have to have a couple parts to
Don't worry,
this.
I gotta. Yeah, we're gonna have a. I got the perfect start in. Like, remember, we always need a good foundation, right? So, how do we make this make sense? We got a good foundation to start with for you bitches out here who don't know, and you niggas, because a lot of you are miseducated and don't know that when you're dealing with people, like when you have relationships, friendships, whatever, you have a fiduciary obligation to that person, you know? And let's go over the definition. A fiduciary obligation is a legal and an ethical duty to act in the best interest of another party, prioritizing their needs over one's own. It's a requirement to act, to do things like that, so everybody can stay whole. You know what I'm saying? Everybody's cool.
Right. Right. And for some reason, these women out here think it's only a nigga job to have a fiduciary responsibility to you. And it's like, well, as much as that shit might sound great in your Walt Disney World thinking and state of mind, what you need to understand is physics actually comes into play at that point. And what you're trying to do when you do that to a man is physically impossible for but a certain amount of time. And what you actually make yourself is a vampire. Because you can't have a situation where somebody is putting your needs over them, right? And they don't have to put your needs over theirs on any level at all. Because what happens then is you get vampirism, energy going just one way, not being returned, and it's not a sustainable system, right? That's just on the physics level of physics, metaphysics, but still physics. You know what I'm saying? You can't have energy only flowing. The whole of nature works like that, bitch. Even you get eaten eventually by something because you eat shit. That's a really crude way of saying things, but you eat other organisms and eventually you die as an ape, even as an apex predator, as humans. When you die, guess who gets you? The worms.
The worms,
The
the buzzards.
microorganisms, the flies, it's a system. You have to give back. And if you don't give
That's
back, the system crashes. And this is what you're experiencing in your relationships right now because you refuse to accept the fact that, yes, when you're in a relationship with a man, not only does he have a fiduciary responsibility to you, but bitch, your ass ain't enough. Like, you have a fiduciary responsibility to work for this nigga. He working for you, bitch, you working for him. And that's how we do it.
come
And
on
that's
now.
how it works. It ain't no way out of that. And all these ways, these creative ways that you trying to say that you being oppressed because you having to give back what you taking from a nigga is null and void, bitch. Like, you cannot sustain no relationship with nothing on this planet like that. Even that little stupid cat or dog you got, right? You got to feed that nigga, and you got to make sure you create conditions that is conducive to their fucking nature, right? But you can control a cat or a dog. That's what really the problem is. And your problem with a man is that he was created to control you. And you don't want to accept that. Your whole biology works that way, right?
Right. You would say, I think one of the things I remember you saying was like, females ain't really mad at man, they mad at God. You know what I'm saying? Like, come on, like,
Yeah, now you get into what the true meaning of what a witch is or what a bitch is, because they rhyme for a reason, is it's a woman who's got a fundamental beef with God, really. And that is that the fact that God didn't put her first. And you got to catch that in yourself as a woman. And don't buy into that because that's going to make you something really ugly that you don't want to be. And this is what you see in a lot of this out here right now because you just don't want to accept your place. It's like everybody got a place in this thing. You think niggas be wanting to die for you and shit?
come on now. Do you
You
think
think a
that
nigga
I
really
actually
want
like to go out and
you think rich niggas really want to go to war and kill each other, cut each other's heads off, and shoot each other, and goddamn put all this shit on the line for pride and shit like that? Like, if he could be a little baby boy, which a lot of niggas are nowadays, he would avoid it with everything that he could. But that's not duty. So what's your duty, bitch? Cause
right?
I know what mine is. Are you in my way?
You know,
I'm.
I run into similar things in my own relationship. You know what I'm saying? Where it just seems like getting my woman, because like one of the things I want to touch on or have us touch on is the fact like just doing the job isn't all. You know what I'm saying? Like for example, if we out here providing and we doing what we gotta do, and then every time we come home we disgruntled and mad because we had to do backbreaking work, and then we
Exactly.
take that anger out on her. Like obviously
Yeah.
that
And there's
you know
niggas
what
that
I'm saying?
have shown that example before. You know what I'm saying? They come home mad at the world, beat on the kids and the wife and shit. So continue though. Go
You know what
ahead.
I'm saying? Like that's they,
That's not okay, is it?
it, it's not okay. And in my situation, it seems like sometimes it's hard to explain to my own woman that, like, okay, I understand that you don't like to do this. I understand that this is not what you want to do, but you know what I'm saying. Can you understand that this is what you got to do so that we can, what I'm
And I'm not the
saying? And
bad
I
guy.
think
It just has to be
I'm not
done. Like,
I'm trying to give you good advice. Like one of the things that has been normalized in their echo chambers is that when a man is just supposed to sit there and let her vent. He's not supposed to give her good advice to the problems that she's venting about. He's just supposed to sit there and absorb all of that shit as if we sit around each other and do that. Like if me and my guy are sitting around, he moping about some shit, you know what I'm saying? I'm gonna talk to him. If we get to talking about it, I'm gonna give him the best solid advice that I got to give him, and hope that we can move past this. Cause nigga, I ain't trying to be sad with you.
right, I'm trying to help you get happy, like me. Like, I'm
Or at
not trying
least
to
in a
sit
in
there
a
with
neutral
you.
state.
Hey, women like that. They like for a motherfucker to just sit around and cry with them. And it's like, we're not built to do that. And you can't expect that. In fact, if a nigga's sitting around crying with you, how is he a nigga? And then you not gonna respect that either. It's like, so y'all got this thing where like women have a thing that I've noticed where they just sometimes be stuck in the middle of decisions and they just can't get out of it. Like, do you want hot or cold? Right? And it's like, well, I don't want hot, but I don't want cold. And it's like, yeah, but that's all we have. So, do you want
That's all we got. We don't have warm water. We don't have that. Like,
so we're in the reality of not having what you want. Like,
we
you want
don't.
hot or cold. And it's like they just will sit there forever talking about how much they really don't want either one. And it's like, well, what are we gonna do now? Like, I
Right,
can't
man.
do that. I can't do that. Like, I got like, and I ain't even gonna say man, cause there's niggas who's indecisive like that too. But I have to move, right? And when I deal with a woman, it's like either you gonna move with me or you gonna have to stay where you at. But one thing you can't do is move with me fighting me. Like, don't be with me fighting me. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's cool if you want to rock with me. It's cool if you don't, right? But don't
Right.
be in my shit, fucking my shit up because you mad about shit that I done fucking told you already. Or shit that you already know and been known about me. Like, when I met you, there was certain things that was going on. Hopefully, if you was a real man, you was just like, this is what it is. You want to do what you want to do or what? And if you handled it like that and this bitch is over here fighting with you, it's like, what are you doing?
What you doing? What you
Like,
doing?
I need you to just make a decision right now. Like, this is what it is. This is the reality of me. It's not
Or
gonna
like,
change for you.
I like that. I like that example that you threw out there, which is in regards to infidelity, because a lot of women like to kind of, always quote around infidelity is the reason why they can't acquiesce to being a true female or whatever. And then like on an end that I've experienced, like you'll lackey up with a motherfucker, you'll settle down with a woman, and you give her the family thing. She You know what I'm saying? You know what they say, they want a nigga to pay the bills and so they could take care of the kids, and then you give them some shit like that, and they it's like back to what you said. It's either hot or cold. You want to be,
Right.
you want the family thing, or do you want to be
It's
free?
like, bitch, do you
You
want to
give
work or not? Like, goddamn, do you want to work or not? If these bitches have a career and everything in the world and all of that, they mad because a man ain't there and they ain't some man and they need a man on their level. And say, bitch, why is you a breadwinner if you need a man on your level? Then let niggas do that. Stop doing that. Get the fuck out the way, because every job you picking up and shit makes it easier for them to say, oh, if you got a felony, we can't hire you, or if you got this, because these are shit that only apply to niggas 9 times out of 10. Like, how many bitches got a whole lot of felonies and shit? Like, more and more nowadays, because bitches is becoming more and more masculine and crazy in the process, right? Because you're a woman and that shit just looks crazy. You doing certain shit, but whatever. And but you know what I'm saying? Like, and then you yo, why is you a breadwinner if you don't want to win the bread? Is what I'm saying. You know what I'm saying?
yeah,
So
no,
then we
like I like
have.
that. I like
Go
that.
ahead.
Just like if you was depending on that, like that main thing where they don't understand how to accept. This is what they don't understand, how to accept reality, right? If you're the
Exactly.
breadwinner, you just eliminated mad niggas from out of your, from
Yeah,
your
like
bracket. Like
what?
you gonna have to deal with some low niggas
You got
to find a
the
nigga with some
bread.
good dick.
Listen, if you under again, I love science, nigga. Everything is physics and science. Like, nigga, diffusion, like shit that's concentrated in very in a high concentration in one area. It's got a natural tendency to move to a place where it's not as concentrated. Like people,
Mhm.
so that's the problem with with money. Money is there to be spent. Like right? So at the end of the day, it's like, what is you spending it on? Right? And now here's where the wickedness gets revealed, because it's like, as men, yeah, we you narcissists, whatever, whatever, but men have a natural drive to take care of your bitch ass and kids. We just do. We just
Please, ex ex put ex. I can't get the word, but you gotta express natural, right? Natural. Like
exact
we make
natural.
songs about tricking on y'all. Like just it's natural to us to want to just do it.
Yeah,
What
it's natural.
on the
It's
back
natural.
on the
And you
back
know the
end of
only
them?
thing, that motherfucking sabotages that circuitry? Disrespect from you. Because who the
Yeah.
fuck wants to keep taking care of a disrespectful ass motherfucker? Who
Mm-hmm.
wants to keep taking care of a motherfucker who just look at you every time you bring him something and be like, well, Deborah's husband.
Never. Hey, look, this is perfect. I like how you said that because this moves right us into what we just was piggybacking off of. Men have a tendency to naturally take care of not just your bitch ass, but everything around us. We have a natural tendency to take everything around us, even small animals. Like if we like the little motherfucker, we gonna keep him around. You know what I'm
Exactly.
saying?
It's
So
just something
this
that
moves
we
into
do.
like the kingdom talk, right? I want you
Hmm.
to kind of get onto that concept that you told me a while ago about how the king and what he be doing.
Well, okay,
He do a lot.
okay,
So I'm specifically talking about the female, the queen.
okay. Well, what was the angle? Because there's a lot of angles on kingship that I have.
I would say, what in regards to like why niggas is pillaging. You know what I'm saying? Like, what was the purpose, or what does you believe the purpose for niggas always being
Okay,
at odds for land and shit like that?
got you. Okay, well, here's the thing. Women have to understand that, first of all, everything has a place. And that's just nature. Okay? Everything has a place. You don't see field mouse, deer, antelope. You don't hear them a lot, do you? You don't hear them a lot. Shit that you hear roaring and trumpeting and bellowing and shit like that is usually get busy animals like elephants, lions. You know what I'm saying? Wolves howl. Dogs bark. You know what I'm saying? Something that has some kind of ability to fight, and you know what I'm saying? It's an aggressor. It's an aggressive animal. So that being said, with the kingship thing, first of all, in order to have some kind of righteousness in your life on any level, you got to be living for something bigger than yourself. That's one thing that a lot of people don't understand. So with women, it's like, I understand this whole feminist, but you taking it too far, because your femininity is part of a bigger picture. So yeah, they're fucking rules. You know what I'm saying? And the rules is based on what you doing. Now, as a black woman, with our ancestors and our struggle, you know what I'm saying? If you gave a fuck about any of that, really, and you bitches always running your mouth about that shit when it's convenient to you. But when it comes right down to it, what did your ancestors die for? What did they suffer for? Whatever narrative you believe in, whether we was native or and they came here and took our shit, or whether you believe we were slaves and we came over on a boat, whatever narrative you believe in, the fuck you think your ancestors want you to be doing right now? Twerking? Hoeing? What? Being CEOs and shit like that? Like supporting the advanced and evolved system that destroyed them? That's what they want you to be doing. You proud of that? Your little fucking Fashion Nova boutique and all of that shit, and online and all that. You think you doing something with that? See, this is the
I think
difference. Hmm.
and I think in that question, some may get lost because some may actually view those achievements
They
and
think that's
accolades
what they
as,
think. That's what they
you know
be
what I'm
saying.
saying?
Like, oh, my ancestors died for me to be doing this. What? Sitting on the beach doing nothing, bitch. No, that's not what they fucking died for. Getting fucking high and letting foreign niggas fuck you or whatever. I don't know. Not that I even care about nothing about what a bitch do with her ass, but I'm just saying, like, that's what you think. That's what it was about. That's what Harriet Tubman was about. Like, that ass. Like, yeah, better life. What's better life? Like, what you doing? What you doing? Y'all tired of the struggle and all of that. Okay. I'm sorry, newsflash, bitch. The struggle ain't over. So why is you trying to march off into a glorious future without the black man? Where you think that's gonna lead to?
That was a good one right there.
Like, you got to chill your ego out. Like, ego is the enemy of femininity. Nobody taught y'all that. You have an ego just like me as a woman. Okay, true. Your ego is almost useless to you. It's a little useful for your kids, but even they don't really want to see too much of that. Even your kids, like, if you try to discipline your kids like I discipline a motherfucking kid, like, they just gonna respond different. Like, man, come on, get out of here.
You know, it's
Yeah.
funny you say that. I see it all the time. I got kids. I got my own. I see it all the time.
You
There's just
see,
something,
in your
and
own, yeah.
they don't even. It's like that isn't even supposed to really come from her. They
They not
and
looking for that from.
we skipped over the kingdom thing, but we're gonna get back to that. But I wanna pick on this one thing, which is in my own experience too. It seems like all these women say that they care about children, they care about their kids, but I've
You
witnessed
not
even
seeing it.
in times when they need their comforting that women are readily available to give the children comfort. As an example, I wake up, get myself together, boom, bam. She might wake up right after me. You know what I'm saying? Gets herself together. She's trying to get out the bed so that the youngest one, who still sleeps in the bed with her, won't get up, which is understandable. She's trying to get herself together. Now, let's just say the youngest one gets up a little bit earlier than anybody wants it to, and she's all disgruntled, trying to, get some comfort for her mom. Oh no, I'm not. I'm not trying to do that. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
I don't even want to deal with you right now, and I'll just be a bit astounded because it's like, ain't that your natural role? Ain't that what y'all femininity, feminine? I'm in my feminine, and now mind you, this is the same scenario where niggas ain't stressing about bills. That's something that I'm taking care of. Nigga might not get no fucking Marc Jacobs and all of this stupid shit niggas is rapping about because I ain't Daddy Warbucks or nothing. Niggas ain't gotta worry about when the lights is gonna be cut on. With that comfort provided, with that peace of mind provided, I become astounded. Why is it an issue to just do the daily comfort of the daily needs of the children? It almost is like you bitches don't want to do it. I'ma just be honest. You're just lying. You're just
Yo, it
lying.
be lazy. It be laziness at its core. Like I hate to say it, everybody gonna hate me and all of that, but at the end of the day, like if a nigga, first of all, going back to the first thing with that indecisive, it's not hot cold. That make it so that a bitch can't be happy. Cause she can't make no decision. Like I see bitches on this sexual freedom shit. You got 10 niggas. You hating men, or you got problems with men and shit, or you got nothing really good to say about men like that, right? You not happy. I see bitches with one nigga. Man, forever want to divorce this nigga. Oh, I need my own identity. You not happy. You got a career and you got it all. Oh my God, it's too much. I can't take it. The kids, the career. You not happy. You a stay at home mom and you got nothing to do but fuck with these kids and keep the house. Oh my God, I lost my identity. I'm more than just a mom and a wife. You're not happy. It's like, okay, when are you happy exactly? What do we? You can't just be constantly, continually, just in like you can't make them happy. Like bitches with big asses, they ain't want ass reduction. Bitches with big titties, bitches with no titties. And people have said this before, but at the end of the day, there's a kernel of truth to it, and it's a kernel of truth that applies honestly to humankind. But men are a little more aware of that bullshit in us, and we just make choices because that's just what we have to goddamn do in order to what? Be happy, bitch.
But you don't die too. I mean, you might die. You gotta, you know what I'm saying? Gotta
You
make a
gonna
choice
die anyway, but like, listen, let's just
early.
try to focus on being happy. And being happy is actually not about everything going your way. It's not about never being irritated. It's not about not having to do nothing you don't want to do. None of that is what happiness is about. Happiness is about making choices that you are okay with,
Yeah.
despite
I'm
the shit that comes with it.
It's like
You
the shit
accept
that
the
come with
good with the bad because that's life. For everything, everybody, all the time, no excuses, no exceptions. Fuck that. Stop crying. Stop the blood clot crying all of the time. You have to stop it. Because what the baby gonna do? You doing the baby job. you
it.
crying all the time. Like, what the fuck the baby gonna progress on as they get into an adult if all the family funds is spent on your dumbass Cause you crying all the time cause you want something new. Like a baby. Like a lot of you women had not grown up. Dead ass.
And I would say, you know, on the men's side, we ain't grown up either. You know, because we enabling the shit. You know, for the ones that
Exactly. We
are.
spoiling these little girls starting there. But go ahead, we enabling that shit, yup.
Yeah, no, I mean that was it. We spoiling them. We got all the music. You know, the music ain't doing nothing but putting everybody in a hypnotic
It ain't
spell.
tricking if you got it. It ain't tricking if you
That
got
shit.
it.
You know what I'm saying?
The
It
fuck?
ain't tricking if you got. But we supposed to be building generational empires or some shit like that.
You
Like,
know what I'm saying?
it
And
don't. We can't do both.
a lot of that is why, you know, it was my ideology of hip hop is wrapped up in a lot of that because that shit leads, dying though, but led and still kind of leads the culture. But niggas, you know, anyway, don't let me, that's gonna have to be another episode. But
Yeah, because
yeah, that shit came in, it was very damaging. Very damaging. Because masculinity is a very big part of what hip hop was about at its core, even though that's not something that's said a lot. You know what I'm saying?
I think it's cool we could even mention it because one of the things that you said was like one of the downfalls of hip hop is when they started to play to the females, right?
Absolutely. It's like you can't, like this is a man that you in the locker room. Like these women constantly behave like cheerleaders on a football field. You look at the guys, right? Game looks fun. You know what I'm saying? They want to play too. So they get on the field not understanding that these is 200-300 pound men hitting each other at high speeds. You know what I'm saying? And then they get in there and the nigga hit their ass. Right? And now they want to change the game.
No, they want to
Now they
change it.
want to change the game. Oh no, you can't play this rough. And bitch, get the fuck off of the field. That's
Yeah.
the only thing that needs to happen here. We don't need to stop shit. Get off the field. Don't be in my business over here. You don't want none of this. You not like they not like us. Like since that's the thing right now. Like
Yeah.
you not like me. Like stop. Don't talk to me crazy because you not tough. You not about to put your body on the line for what you saying to me. You gonna go get somebody else, and this is getting back to the kingship shit. Now I'm about to round the corner. You not putting your body on the line, right? And so what you gonna do is you gonna get another man, or maybe two men, or maybe 3 or 4 men to come up against me because you disrespected me and I gave you what the fuck you asked for, right? And then what you gonna do is you gonna get somebody killed, a man, right?
Let me
And
bring up an
so,
example if we can.
mhm.
Let me bring if just to put a pause on it. As an example, I don't know if anybody ever knew or heard of the situation. I believe it was in Chicago. It was at a little chicken spot. This woman was running off at the mouth at this man. Well, I don't know the stipulation of the situation, and we don't really have to know because what my
No,
father will bring up in the dynamic is what you really just need to understand. So let me keep going with the story. He's yelling at her. She's going off. He tells her so verbally, you say something else and I'm gonna do you in.
he warns her. He gives her fair warning.
He gives her a fair warning, right? She looks at him, looks to her phone and sends a quick text and then goes and fires off at the mouth. Now, this text was her telling her son to come in, knowing that her son has a pistol on him at the time. The man did what he said he was going to do, and the boy did what he was supposed to do, which was protect his mom. But the little boy caught a charge who didn't really need to if she would have just exited
If you
out
would have
after the
just
fair
backed
warning.
down as a female, because you know that you dealing with a man and you can't handle his fury, okay? And
A
so,
literal
is he
dynamic.
wrong for having fury? You're sitting there with fury. Is he wrong for having fury? No, he's actually not, because you sitting there with fury, right? So what you need to do is know your place at that point, right? And not bring men into And so, again, rounding the corner to kingship, right? Because what you
Right.
bitches don't understand is that, yeah, you and the kids, y'all are very important for the future, but we are important right now. We are the actual ones who control the present, right? And if we don't survive the present, there is no future for you or those kids, right?
Yep.
So what you need to understand is that if I was on some Genghis Khan empire building kingship, if you were a king, you could not allow that shit in your kingdom. You can't, cause bitches can turn your whole kingdom in on itself, which is exactly what's happening in the black community and kind of been happening for a while because these niggas realize, our oppressors realize that flipping the genders on his head early on, they've realized this shit and they just reapplied it at different times. Flipping the genders on his head keeps you docile. Women being in charge keeps you docile. That's where Mammoth came from.
That's what man. Yeah, like I like how you said it. The archetype that we've been fed on this Homer Simpson father, or this the newest model that I seen was the new Boss Baby they came out with the boy. He basically grew up. I'm gonna just give it. I'm pretty sure a lot of people are familiar with Boss Baby. The boy done grew up and now he a damn dad, but he a stay at home dad. Shit
Exactly.
crazy.
Exactly. And they throw little shit like that in our media constantly to keep us under a spell of demasculinization because at the end of the day, man, y'all niggas don't be understanding chess that well. It's chess, it's not checkers. You know what I'm saying? They figured out shit, women and children are and little boys are easier to control than motherfucking men. So, you know what I'm saying? We gonna make toxic masculinity. We gonna make masculinity toxic.
And if I would put like a little anecdote, this was like it doesn't only apply to the black community. Like we clearly see they've turned their own out, you know what I'm saying, so that they can keep the ones that's at the top, or the families that's running. They don't want no competition. So
Exactly.
they've demasculinized everybody. Like
There you go. Because everybody sit here, all the conspiracy theorists know, oh, his families, it's the Rothschilds, and it's the thises, and it's the Firestones, and it's the this. And well, how you even get that kind of shit? They figured out unbroken family lines lead to power. So they gonna motherfucking put out, and they got the brainwashing technology to do it. They all are not even aware of goes as so simple as the radio. Just the ability to broad, far and wide, throw, cast. Where do you hear cast? Spells get cast. Broadcast.
don't you cast the net in the water to get the fish.
So you broadcast ideas that discourage family and break that shit down over generations so that you don't have competition. You know what I'm saying? So, again, chess. It's not checkers. You know, y'all got to wake up to the bigger picture because again, it's about living. Your righteousness comes from having something greater than yourself that you live for. You know what I'm saying? I can break this down a lot of ways, but just to get to the science of relationships from a cosmological level, okay? So as you can understand, because this principle starts at the very root of creation. Again, like I said earlier, a lot of the very meaning of life is wrapped up in this little dance of masculine and feminine that we do. So the first thing that
Mm-hmm.
people need to understand is that good and evil are very subjective the way that they use it. You know what I'm saying? Good, as the Bible says, there's a narrow path, far, wide, and the path to death is wide. You know what I'm saying? The path to good is narrow, so it's not one side or another. Good is actually what we think of. What we think of as good is balance, and that's a strip, and it's a narrow strip in existence. Good. Outside of that, there's only order and chaos. All right. Men represent order. Women represent chaos. One is not bad. One is not good. Too much order is oppressive. No one likes that shit.
We understand that, right?
Chaos. Too much of that shit. Chaotic. No one likes that shit. You know what I'm saying? So we find good in the middle. You know what I'm saying? But within that, it's not just simple equality. The math doesn't work like that. Okay? God, the order has to go into chaos. And this is the act of sex to create. And what you get is creation, the child. So that's the real Holy Trinity. Father, you know what I'm saying? The mother and the child. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
The father represents God. Chaos, that's the mother represents chaos. You know what I'm saying? And or physical, material, just the raw physical material of existence. And then there's the child, creation. God goes into that chaos and seeds it with creation. So, boom. Once you get that, so now you see that, and that's the physical act of sex. What's that? The man has to go into the woman, man goes into the woman. That's how a child is created. You know what I'm saying? With that comes the order. Yeah, he puts order on your life. You know what I'm saying? And you gotta accept that. As a matter of fact, as a woman, as a real woman, if you fucking a man that you can't respect and you can't obey and you can't submit to, you already in the wrong. You already in the wrong. You know what I'm saying? Anything that happens after that, really, you brought that on yourself because you fucking a man that you can't fucking respect and submit to, and that's your place. If you gonna because you submitting to him in the bedroom.
Right.
What is you giving your body to him for if you ain't gonna give, your like? And then okay, get to casual sex because that's where we at right now. Because okay, that's heavy shit, and everybody's not doing that with sex. But even with that, it's like you can't expect a man to devote himself to you and you not devoting yourself to him. Like just within modern dating, like that's weird shit. I don't even know how bitches got to even feeling like that's appropriate. Like, bitch, if you expect a nigga to die for you, bitch, you gotta at least be willing to live for me. What you talking about? So yeah, that's why it feels oppressive to deal with a man, because what you expecting from a man costs a lot. You know what I'm saying? Protection costs a lot. You know what I'm saying? And furthermore, I can't protect something I can't control.
What's the saying you say? You can't have a what's the saying you told me? You can't have a uncontrollable what is it?
Yeah, you can't be in my life both uncontrolled and uncontrollable. That's what I tell a lot of women, because a lot of women don't. First of all, I'm not even no misogynistic, controlling ass nigga. I prefer you control yourself. You know what I'm saying? Because that's a whole lot less energy for me. I prefer you know how to control yourself. One thing about me, I learned early, giving a fuck about what a bitch do with her ass is a good way to die early. So I got over jealousy early. You know what I'm saying? And that go for anyone. You know what I'm saying? It doesn't matter the relation to me. It doesn't. I can't worry about what you doing with that because that's yours, and this shit is mine. And you know what I'm saying? Until we got some kind of agreements that make some kind of motherfucking sense, like I'm not even looking at all of that. But you know what I'm saying?
Right.
When it come down to it, I can't protect something I can't control. You know what I'm saying? Like if you if you a kid and I got that's why I don't like taking care of other people's kids, cause if you got, especially if they like don't listen and shit and they disrespectful and shit,
Right.
because if you bring your kid over, cause I got a daughter and all of that, you know, and you want to bring your kid over and they want to play and all of that shit and leave them with me and shit. If I tell this kid, hey, don't go out in that street, right, and
Right.
this nigga don't listen, right, what's gonna happen? He gonna go out in the street and possibly get hit or an incident occur, and then what? That's my fault, right? But it's
That's all
not.
my
It's
fault.
your
Right.
fault because you didn't listen to what I told, clear instruction, right? So how is it different with you? You know what I'm saying? As a woman looking to be protected, you see, that's the key thing. If you so grown and all of that, what you need me to protect you for is what you really saying. So then you can't turn around and complain, well, black women are the most unprotected. You the most disrespectful. You the most I
Yeah,
don't
but
listen and I don't need a man. So how do you expect to be protected? That math does not work. It's just not physically possible.
if
It's
I
not
could add
metaphysically.
this, this would be if I could add this, it'll be a good time to bring up one of the chapters in your book, right? Because that's like the freedom versus security thing, right? That's what
Right.
you was talking about, freedom
That
versus
was the
security. You can't.
that's the concept in Dark Truths, my book Dark Truths. I bring up they are polar opposites. You know, freedom and security are polar opposites. I learned that in prison. It's like, yo, in prison, you know, yeah, there's whatever's going on inside the prison, right? But outside of that, nigga don't have to worry about a goddamn thing from outside of those walls coming in there and doing anything to anybody. Like that's I like it ain't like worrying about somebody breaking in your house. Like that shit is that's something that can happen on any given Sunday out here. That's not happening in there at
Right.
all. Not somebody from outside, like somebody in there, you know what I mean, of course. But like there's
That
no
nigga tried to
no
get out, but that's
ain't no monster getting in there. Like this, yeah, this is low chance of this compared to a house. It's security. That's security.
right.
You know what I'm saying? Because as much as a gate keeps things out, it also keeps your ass in. You know what I mean? Freedom is different. Freedom comes with responsibility because when you're free, that means you're also exposed and you're in constant danger because anything, just like you can get to anything and go anywhere, anything can get to you too. You know what I'm saying? So you have to understand that balance, especially as a woman looking and asking for certain things from men. Like to be 100% honest, women, as a woman, you owe any man, just a certain amount of respect, a baseline amount of respect. And that's because you're living in a world that was built by men. Even if you got that high powered job and you a lawyer, you type all day and then all of that shit, the building you sitting in, it's a bunch of men that built that shit, sweat, maybe somebody died doing that shit. You know what I'm saying? Maybe a couple niggas died building that shit. The computer you on, niggas came up with that, and the systems and the company you working for is a system put together by most likely a man, and that's just the reality of the world that you live in. Your trash, the toilet you
like
use, the
like
sewer
as a
system.
side note, just to really bring the full picture, the only reason why you could even be a CEO, going back to what you said, is because we have structured society so well that you don't have to worry about a bear every day, or a tiger, or a pack of wolves, or the fact that we're going to die of starvation and exposure. Like these are the daily things niggas was worrying about a good thousand millennia ago. You know what I'm saying? Like humans was never this cool.
Yeah, like
Really
I
wasn't
tried.
this cool.
Being human was not that cool back then. It's
Being a
rough.
human was not that cool. Niggas think this shit was always lovey-dovey,
That shit
podcast
was
every
rough,
day,
man.
nigga. YouTube
Nigga had
just
to
started,
work.
nigga. What you mean?
Nigga had to work, hunt. You had to be good at some shit now. I tell another way I put it to sometimes, I'm like, listen, y'all just be like, oh, what you need a man for? Yes, what I need a man for. I said, y'all, a lot of it, y'all be talking about you want to be near nature and all of that shit. I'm like, let me tell you something about nature. I figured out how God put this thing together. God put certain shit there to keep you bitches in check. He said, if you ask, if you ask like a farm lady or a tribal lady or some lady that's in the jungle and live in a tribal life, you ask a bitch like that what you need a man for, she look at you like you got two heads. The fuck? What you mean? What do I need a man for? What the fuck is wrong with you? I would not survive without a man. That's how she look at you. Now,
Yeah.
understand something. Again, something I said earlier. The principles do not shift. It does not matter what happens in society. So, ladies, yeah, you can do this and you can do that. And hey, without a man, great. You still can't violate the natural order. Like, if you're going to be with a man at the very least, then you're gonna have to behave yourself as if you with a man. And if you out here being a shark, then you're gonna have to admit that. But what you can't do, right? And the only thing I'm big on is you can't keep telling these kids up is down and down is up to make yourself feel good about the bullshit that you on. You can't keep doing that. Like, you're gonna have to wake up from that. Like,
Keep your
because these
character.
kids is coming out, they want to be, boys want to be girls, girls want to be boys, all of this dumb shit. And a lot of that is coming from you and your confusion about your place.
Come on now. Yeah, well, you. I think you hitting a good note for us to get ready to put a wrap to it, cause you
Yeah.
know, what, and I want to just put this as a note. Like, we're not what they say demonizing. We're not demonizing women because we could go on all day about how they've put this spell out. Black woman is God. Men ain't doing nothing but demonizing women. Oh, we live in a patriarchy. Men take the brunt of almost any situation in all of what we live through. So how is it such a patriarchy? You know what I'm saying? Just as marriage as an example. Niggas split up. And then we got split half of what we work for.
Right.
You get to keep what you came in with and you get to take half. Like, what the fuck?
Stop. Yeah, man. Yeah. Yeah, man. That shit is, hey, yo. One, man. One. Got a problem with a dog over here. That nigga like, yeah, I was up, baby. Yeah. Yeah, but there's a lot to be said for that. Like, I could get deep into how that shit really affects society on a large level because, like, again, men take care of people when they're wealthy. Women tend to take care of people. Men take care of people that are going into the future with them, like their kids and their women. Women take care of they people that are dying already. Like, you know what I mean? And not to say that valuing your elders is valuing. There's a balance that has to be struck with all of that still, but that balance, the proper balance, is struck when the resources are being administrated by men. Like, and that's just because, again, men and women don't do the same things with money. Women tend to buy comfort and luxury and vanity. Men tend to buy power. You know what I'm saying? And a lot of the egotism that you women don't like in us is a lot of what we're supposed to be. It's my ego that protects you. Your ego doesn't protect me. Your ego doesn't protect the kids. It barely protects the kids. It's a last resort. My
Like
ego
just
protects the whole family, though.
just dig
What?
into it a bit. Like explain why would that be? Just for somebody who might not know.
Well, what it is like when I walk down the street with you as my woman and you as my kid. You know what I'm
Yeah.
saying? Niggas look at me just like when they look at me when I walk down the street by myself. They don't really want no problem because I look like I might be dangerous. You know what I'm saying? Like again, what we talked about in another issue episode, that underlying threat of violence that men have that kind of keep etiquette with each
All
other,
yep.
right?
Keep us always at
That's
eye. We always straight.
so right. So now when they see you, my son walking by himself, or they see my woman walking by herself, and they know that y'all is in line with me, especially the woman, like they know that she in line with me. They don't never see her doing nothing flirtatious or funny style around town. They gonna treat that woman with respect, the kind of respect that you women be looking for men, from men.
Mm.
That's the kind of like wifey respect. Every man is going to treat you like that pretty much because they know they don't want a problem with me. Unless a nigga is deliberately trying to attack me, and at which point I'm gonna take it as such. And if you participated in it,
Exactly. Exactly.
I'll leave it there. So that's how that shit works. And so it's my ego, and it's like nigga. Listen, y'all look for what? First of all, it's leadership first, but then protection and provision.
Mm-hmm.
What do men lead, protect, and provide for? If you really think about it, men lead, protect, and provide for things that they own, which is what you
Ooh.
ladies don't understand. I own a Camaro. I drive that bitch. I lead it. Okay, I own anything. My gun. However I use it, I lead that bitch. Right.
Yep.
I protect that motherfucker because it's valuable to me. I own it, right? And I
Yep.
provide for it. I maintain it. I keep it in good shape. I keep it looking good. Why? Because I own it. It's mine.
Mine.
That's what
And
y'all
I
don't
think right
understand. And
there,
you don't like
just
that about
yeah,
men.
yeah, they don't like their position at where they're at, and they've spun so well of a lie to themselves that they don't even they've blinded themselves from the fabric of reality. But hopefully, what we talked about in our conversations will start waking a couple people up, mainly the men, because it's the men that's gonna get the woman in order.
We got to do one of these again where I focus specifically on
Part two.
men issues because y'all niggas ain't. Yeah, y'all niggas need help. But yeah,
Yeah,
but yeah,
niggas
man,
definitely got to step it up.
niggas need help. But that's a good one. That's another one, man. We hit our time right now. I got dogs barking at me and shit. But yo, always a pleasure, son.
It's always a pleasure. Good chopping it up, man. I hope everybody enjoyed what was going. If you did, if you picked a jewel or something, you know what I'm saying, hit the share it. Because I know you know a couple niggas who need some help, a couple bitches who need to know some shit. You know what I'm saying? Share this, like it, subscribe to the channel if you new.
That's what's up, man. This is Heru the first son.
It's not read.
Yeah, this is the father, the son, and the trolley ghost. We out,
The
y'all.
trolley dose. Deuces.